Dear distinguished committee, fellow researcher, and audience, in this lovely morning I would like to present my paper entitled Service Landscape for Private Universities in Indonesia based on Service-Oriented Architecture and Cloud Technology. First of all, I would like to say thank you to the committee of CITEI 2020 by holding this conference even though we have a pandemic situation. I would hope that the situation will be over soon and we can meet all together. In this presentation, we will divide into 4 segments. The first one is the introduction, and then we continue to research methods, results and discussion, and finally we will discuss the conclusion. I hope you guys enjoy my presentation and let me know if there's any feedback. Information technology has been widely adopted and is believed to help improve the efficiency of academic processes and run the academic functions of private universities. They are expected to constantly develop and implement systems that will provide them with appropriate functions to communicate with their stakeholders, mainly the students. Academic processes have been intensively based on technology. It shifts how student-lecturer interact in the classroom using ubiquitous computing devices, monitoring students' academic progresses using big data and data warehouse. Big funded private universities are making advancements in their systems and lesser ones are struggling to survive in terms of technological implementation. Back then, the investment and implementation rate in the lesser private universities just cannot catch up with the technological advancement rate. Even when nowadays more and more private universities are trying to transform into digital entities, the next problem will come, which is integration and flexibility. Modular IT implementation will inevitably lead to disintegration and inflexibility, and it will become a chaotic environment when more systems are implemented. Private universities need to have those problems solved because of the ever-fast changes of technologies, and not to mention government regulation regarding private universities' academic process operational activities that also keep changing. Therefore, we believe by designing this study using a service-oriented architecture, using service landscape approach and cloud-based platform, we believe we will be able to create a framework of common service domain and functions for every private universities. This will reduce the problem mentioned before. Okay, now I will move on to our research. We divide our research into several steps. The first one, we identify the problems and motivation. And then the next step is to create the goal and solution, and then to develop and design the framework, review the framework, and at the end we communicate the framework. We are fortunate enough to have 8 private universities willing to be interviewed and observed with regards to their academic processes, especially the online academic processes, and then create a set of data. Let's check out the results. We identified 2 problems that we would like to elucidate. Number 1 is integration and flexibility, while the second one is efficiency. When private universities using technology to support its academic activities, it must be integrated with high flexibility to generate a flow of information from the beginning of the academic processes until the end. The flow defined as the business area within our scope of study. On a higher extent, we also found that since private universities mostly work on a very tight budget, it requires them to carefully select the technology. Service-oriented architecture technology is in demand for the first reason, while the second reason suits the cloud architecture. SOA can be applied as a web service that performs the function of the service to be consumed by other parts of the system. We design a landscape of services by doing interviews and look at the integrated system from various private universities. We found 27 academic processes starting from registration up until graduation processes. Some namings are different, but the processes are the same. As we can see, those 27 academic processes has to be detailedly break down into descriptions, actors, business process, process flow, and their IT in process. After collecting our data and analyzing them, business domain and business capabilities was decided. We have 3 business domains of admission of new students, teaching and learning process, and academic administrations. While we also have 19 business capabilities starting from registration, exam, selection process, selection announcement, class operation, class schedule, presence management, classroom management, up until academic counseling, judicium, and graduation. Now, we have arrived to the results and discussions part. We have two final products of this research. The first one is the service landscape, and the second one is the cloud-based service-oriented architecture. We will discuss them thoroughly in this section. Let's check it out. We completed our framework by resulting in 1 business area of academic processes, 3 business domains, 19 business capabilities, and 84 service functions. We visualize them using 1 rectangle of service functions inside a rectangle of business capabilities. Several business capabilities join together in a bigger rectangle of the business domain, in which at the end group into one as the service landscape of academic processes. Each business's capabilities and business domains are independent but yet integrated, with at least 1 function interconnects them to one another. For example, admission of the new students started from the admission part of inserting registration data and validated using set data pendaftaran functions. Admission and selection tests are interconnected using data pendaftaran function, and so does the other throughout the service landscape. Furthermore, some business capabilities and service functions were merged, as it was described earlier in the previous section. Flexibility is also the reason for the rectangle visualization. This means that each private universities can easily request which business capabilities or business domain they wish to implement. When it comes to implementing service-oriented architecture, there is a wide range of technologies that can be used. Typically, service-oriented architecture is implemented with web services, which makes the function building blocks accessible over standard internet protocols. Our building block consists of platform as a service, software as a service, service-oriented architecture, and individual tenants, which is the private universities. We can add more business domains, business capabilities, and service function within the application part to update or add more services for private universities. Okay, now we have come to the last part of my presentation, which is the conclusion. Let's check it out. Results from this study are a service landscape for private universities' academic processes using service-oriented architecture as the technological architecture. We completed our study by defining 1 business area of academic processes, 3 business domains, 19 business capabilities, and 84 service functions. This will serve as a foundation for private universities to choose their services within the framework of academic systems, which has a strong integration and flexibility. Furthermore, We equip this study with the architecture for the cloud-based platform for further studies. This will serve as a strong reference towards the implementation of a cloud-based platform for higher education academic platform. Thank you very much for watching my presentation. It has been an honor for us to be able to participate in CITEI 2020. Hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know if there's any feedback. Stay safe, stay healthy. Until we meet again, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.